We got London on the track.
Hi, this is Brian, and today we're going to show you how to install BeamerTech's power tailgate system on an F30. Whenever you're working with any electrical components on your vehicle, always go ahead and disconnect that negative battery terminal using a 10mm socket. And just go ahead and push it down to the side. Alright, so now what you can do is you can go ahead and remove this layer of carpeting. The first thing you want to do is go ahead and remove your emergency release hatch. There's just a little button, you press on that and then you can pull the metal pin out. Then after that you're going to have 8 of these fasteners. Basically it's a Phillips head bit. They're all plastic, so you just unscrew it to a certain point and then you can just pull them out. So you have 4 across the top here, you have 2 across the bottom, and then 2 up here. And then you have 2 T25 screws, just one here and one here. And then once you've done that, what you want to do is go ahead and remove these protective plastic pieces here for the arms. And to do that, you just press by where those hinges are, and they will pop off. Then you can just go ahead and slide that down and slide them off. So again, to get these off, all you want to do is just pinch, and they will pop open. So go ahead and do that to the other side as well. Slide it down, it'll pop right off. Then what you want to do is pull it from the bottom down. Just gently unhook it from each side, and we can set this to the side. We're going to use this in just a couple minutes. Okay, once you've done that, go ahead and take your BeamerTech trim tool and gently remove this fastener right here. And then that's going to enable us to get behind some of this carpeting here. Alright, so once you've done that, you can go ahead and just remove lower carpeting here, and then that should get enough out of the way to help us get started here. So once you've done that, just go ahead and just very gently pull this piece around here. Make sure that you tuck this down. What you want to do is you want to clear the latch that lowers the rear seats. So let's go ahead. And then just be very careful of your emergency gas release. I unhook mine just so it doesn't get in the way. And then you can either take this piece out or just leave it just like this, and you should be able to get to everything that you need to. One of the things that's very important to mention here is we always like to put a towel over the bottom latch at this point, because if you were to shut your trunk, what you have to do is actually pop your hood and then jump the car from the front to release, since the battery's in the trunk. So make sure that you never shut your trunk. So we're gonna go ahead and put a towel down right now. Okay, so once you're at this point, be very careful and just go ahead and grab your spring. Just lift it forward and then slowly release it. Just be careful because there is nothing supporting this and it could fall on your head. Alright, so once your spring is removed, we're going to go ahead and install the new spring. So to install this, we're going to need to install 2 ball joints. One's going to be inserted down this way, and then one's going to be inserted in here. So again, you're going to have 2 different ball joints. One is a larger size, one is a smaller. The smaller one goes towards the rear of the vehicle, and then the larger one is going to get installed right here on the arm. All right, so now what you want to do is take that larger bracket with the ball joint on it and go ahead and put this over your trunk arm right here and line it up with that hole where the spring was. So again, this hole is going to get lined up with the spring hole on the outside, and then on the underneath, we're going to have this bracket. It's going to get mounted just like this. So it's going to have space enough for this piece of metal, and then these two are going to get mounted flush. Go ahead and put that over. And once you find it, it might be a little bit tight. So although the bolt fits in pretty good, I still just have to hand twist it in a little bit. And again, just be really careful with your trunk because there's nothing supporting it, so it could very easily fall on you. Again, make sure that the hook is down. With the wiring here, what you're going to have to do is you'll see that there's these plastic clips every so often. Just take a trim tool and just pop it, because if you have the wire there and you try to mount it on top of it, it's not going to sit flush. So just go ahead and pop that clip out. This clip happens to be black, some of these other ones are white. Go ahead and put this underneath here. Continue to hand thread that through. Take the nut, start to thread that on. Just tighten it so you can't hand tighten it anymore. And we're going to go back with a socket set and make sure that that's nice and secure. All right, then just take your other nut and bolt. Let's go through here. All right, now we can go ahead and tighten everything up. All right, go ahead and do this one. Okay, so that's nice and tight. Now for these, the nut was a 13mm and the bolt was a 12. Now for the front one, what we're going to do is there's a little hole over here. So the first thing you want to do is take this piece, it looks like a hook, and you want to hook it so the metal piece goes on the outside and all you see is the hook. Then what you want to do is take the piece of the ball joint that has the open hole and just slide it into that piece of metal. And then take your bolt, feed it through. All right, so then what you want to do is you want to take that other piece of the bracket, just looks like a piece of metal with a hole. It actually has threads in it. So what you want to do is go ahead and feed this in here. Now be very careful when you're feeding your 10mm nut in there, because if you drop it down this hole, you're not going to get it back. Go ahead and look to line that up. Okay. And again, just be really careful here. Okay, and that's just going to act as another point to secure it. And just like the other side, this is a 12mm. Okay, so this piece is nice and secure now. Okay, now go ahead, just take this piece and just press it onto there, and then just line up the other hole with the ball joint. and then just press it in. And you'll know when it snaps in. It'll just snap in really nice. Alright, so now what you want to do is you want to go ahead and grab the motor connection cable. This is just the cable that has 2 white plugs. One of them has a label B on it. So then take this, go ahead and find your motor. This is going to be with the mechanical cable system. And you want to plug, not the one that says B, you want to plug the other one into this white connection here. Just clip that into place. Then what you want to do is you want to make sure that you have the metal bracket down, and we're going to feed it up top here. But before you do that, there are 2 white pieces of plastic that are sticking in these holes. So just take your trim tool. There's one back here, and then there's one over here. And what's going to happen is we're actually going to secure a screw through those holes right here and right up here. So just take this cable, go ahead and put it up there for now. So put that up there so that you have the threads lined up with each hole. And take one of these Phillips head screws. What you want to do is line everything up. And thread that in there. And what you want to do is do the same with the back one here. So it may just take a little bit of maneuvering. With this piece of metal, what you want to do, there's a piece on top and there's a piece on bottom. So you want this piece of metal to sit in between. So just gently slide that over there. And then this will give you enough space to start to thread that in. Then you can go ahead and secure these. Okay, so all that's nice and secure now. So now what you want to do is go ahead and take this wire, feed this cable through here, and you feed it out through this hole. And do the exact same thing with this cable here. Just feed it through. And then feed it through there. Then what you want to do with both of these, you want to feed it up through this hole right here. And out this big opening here. And then go ahead and follow with the other connection. So this way, the cable and also the electrical connection are both right here. All right, now what you want to do is go ahead and take a T40, remove these, and this will slide out the back here. And there's a connection on this side. Just go ahead and disconnect that, and then we're just going to set this aside. All right, now what you want to do is take the harness that has the large letter A on it, and then you want to take your new latch. So what you want to do is go ahead and plug A in where it says A, plug B in where it says B, and then for this next part, what you want to do is take this piece of metal right here, slide it in. Make sure that everything lines up in the track, and then just press it into place right there, and everything will snap in. Next, what you want to do is on the wire harness, you'll see 2 other connections. So take your factory connection and hook that into this spot here. Okay, so once you're this far, what we need to do is we need to remove the emergency trunk release and reinstall it on the new one. So on your old unit, you'll see a piece of plastic right here. So go ahead and just gently slide this off. And then what you'll be able to do is just press in this tab and give it a little twist. And then this piece will come off. And this is what it looks like. So it's just a pretty simple design. All right, so once you've removed this, go ahead and insert it from the top down, and then that'll make sure everything is locked in place. Then make sure that the clip is facing the rear. What you want to do is just line this up here, and then just apply a little force, and then it'll just snap right into place. And that way,
when you pull on this, everything will automatically release, which is nice. Now take the other harness, and you're going to see a connection that's labeled C. So what we're going to do is find the connection